So I was just sitting here reading some things out of Robert Kiyosaki's book, The Cash Flow Quadrant. If you haven't read it yet, I suggest that you read it. Basically, he talks about the 4 different ways to make money. And we're going to talk about the B-type business and how it's built with a system. And, Simon Sinek wrote a great book called Start With Why. And he talks about why the dream is so important, the cause, why you're doing something, and how that really powers the business. So once you have that, I'm assuming that you have that. Once you have that, now we need to build in a system. Kiyosaki says that a system, you can view a system as a bridge that gets you from where you are now to where you want to go, to financial independence, whatever that means to each of you. I know it's a different number for each of us, but whatever that means. So a system will help us do 2 things. It will help us build a business bigger than where we're at. It'll also help us get our time back so we can go spend time with our family because people are there learning now when we're not there. Or we can go build more business, more wealth. Ray Kroc said, Ray Kroc's the guy that started McDonald's, the franchising system. Didn't start a McDonald's store, but the franchising system. He said, we are in the real estate business, not the hamburger business. And I think why he said that was, you have to put a McDonald's restaurant where traffic goes, right? Well, on the internet, we don't do that. We don't have that. So we have to build a community of people. We call it a compensated marketplace. And we do that by using the XO system. The XO system is made up of audios. We have these you can stream, and we also have physical CDs, which are very important. I'd encourage you to use those as well because there's some old fuddy-duddies in my age group that still don't want to stream or whatever. And then we have books. We have something called the Book of the Month that teaches leadership principles, and we also have Power of Association, okay? So we have intro meetings and game day seminar training, and we also have a big game, which is coming up September 9th, 10th, and 11th in St. Louis. Do whatever you do to get there. Anyhow, Kiyosaki, here's how important he says systems are. He said professional investors, these are people that can lose $250,000 in one trade and not ruin their lunch. He said professional investors tend to invest in proven systems with people who know how to run that whole system. Now, what is our system? How does it work? Our system basically, number one, it trains us. See, we're intrinsic learners anyways. We like to learn, whether or not we think we like to learn, that's beside the point. Think of a little infant. We don't have to teach an infant to learn. In The Fifth Discipline, which is another great book by Peter Senge, he says learning organizations, that's what we are. We're a learning organization, are possible because deep down inside, we're all learners. Nobody has to teach an infant to learn. In fact, you don't even have to teach an infant anything. Intrinsically, they're masterful learners. They learn to walk and talk and speak, and they'll learn all this on their own eventually. It might take a little longer if we don't teach them, but we all want to learn deep down inside. We just want to learn if we know we can get something out of it. And so, in order to get our organization as big as we want it to be, learning ourselves is step number 1. Teaching others while we're not there is step number 2, and that's what gets our time back. If you can imagine, you live in maybe Florida and you have somebody in California that's listening to audios and learning, then they go out and show the plan and make some sales and do all these things. While you're not there, you didn't even know it because they were involved in the system. So we won't be involved in the training system if we don't understand what it will do for us. Remember, it's the bridge. Last thing, Ray Kroc, again, he developed the McDonald's system. McDonald's never would have been as big as it was if it wasn't for what Ray Kroc did in his system. All McDonald's are the same, etc. He said 2 most important requirements for major success. First, being in the right place at the right time. You're here, Bonvera, XO Systems. Second, doing something about it. So we can believe in the system. We can say, oh, that looks great. It's for somebody else, or I'll do it later. We have to do something about it. So I'd say get on system, get yourself to the big game. You'll have success. God bless.